Kate Middleton joked about bringing England's rain with us today as she and Prince William continued their protest-hit tour of the Caribbean with a visit to a school in the Bahamas amid torrential downpours. The Duke and Duchess of Cambridge were taking a trip to Sybil Strawn Primary School in Nassau this morning, where they dropped in on a class to meet pupils and staff, and join the morning assembly. Kate, who was wearing a dress by Self-Portrait and jewelry by Bahamian designer by Nadia Irena, said as she walked under an umbrella in the rain, "Oh my gosh. The weather, sorry, we've brought England's rain with us." And William also quipped, "We've brought the weather, haven't we?" In fact, the UK is enjoying unseasonably warm weather today as temperatures reached 19°C, 66 F, and people flocked to beaches across southern England. Today's assembly saw children from schools across the Bahamian Islands dial in to meet the couple. Schools in the Bahamas were closed for nearly 2 years from March 2020 until January this year because of the pandemic. In a speech during the assembly, Kate told the children, "I hope you didn't get too wet coming here, and apologies for bringing this British weather with us." The Duchess added, "Thank you so much for such a warm welcome." She said the couple's 3 children, Prince George, Princess Charlotte and Prince Louis, all love being by the sea, adding, "So I hope they will be able to experience your clear waters and beautiful beaches before too long." Kate said the last few years have not been easy for many of you. Appearing emotional, she added, "One of the hardest things I think we've all found about the pandemic was being separated from the people we love. But we've also had the chance to rediscover how important our families are and how important our friends are too." Later during their first full day in the Bahamas, William and Kate will take to the waters off the islands to join a regatta in honor of the Queen's Platinum Jubilee and are expected to race against each other. The Cambridges will also spend time with key workers and frontline staff in an informal gathering in the Garden of Remembrance, also in the capital, to hear about their experiences of the pandemic. In the evening they will attend a dinner hosted by the Governor-General Sir Cornelius Smith featuring community leaders and local heroes, and the Duke will give a speech. They are currently on an 8-day tour of the Caribbean which began on Saturday and has already taken them to Belize and Jamaica. The tour will finish tomorrow. Today's engagements come a day after William and Kate were told the world will likely never again see a rain as long as the Queen's 70 years, as they began the final leg of their eventful Caribbean tour. The Cambridges arrived in the Bahamas from Jamaica, where they were greeted by ecstatic crowds in Bob Marley's former Kingston neighborhood and faced strong criticism from campaigners seeking reparations from the monarchy for its role in the slave trade. The Bahamas National Reparations Committee, BNRC, has voiced its concerns about the royal visit, issuing a strongly worded document a few days ago. The organization claimed the monarchy looted and pillaged our land and our people for centuries, leaving us struggling with underdevelopment, left to pick up the pieces. William and Kate's final event in the birthplace of reggae music was being guests of honor at a passing-out parade for new officers in Kingston, which was a throwback to royal tours of the 1950s, with the couple standing in the back of a Land Rover as they were driven from the parade ground. Philip Davis, Prime Minister of the Bahamas, welcomed the couple to his nation on Thursday and told them, "And our best wishes are sent to the Queen, and congratulations on her Platinum Jubilee. I do not think we will see the same again," to which William nodded. Mr. Davis also told the future king, who traveled to Belize with his wife during their tour, "We have been looking forward to your arrival. It's long overdue. We are delighted you are here." The Duke replied, "Yes, very much, excited to be here." The Caribbean nation is overshadowed by its giant neighbor America, but its beautiful beaches and mild climate are a big draw for tourists, while its offshore financial services industry is also a major revenue generator. The archipelago of 700 islands and islets was the first stop in the Western Hemisphere for the famous explorer Christopher Columbus in 1492. Centuries later, the now prosperous islands became independent from Britain in 1973. But like many parts of the globe, resentment against colonialism and its legacy has been growing amid the backdrop of the Black Lives Matter movement, and in Belize the venue for a royal visit was hastily rearranged after anti-royal sentiment and protests in a village. The Duke addressed the issue of slavery during a speech in Jamaica, denouncing it as abhorrent and saying it should never have happened. William also expressed his profound sorrow at the forced transportation of millions of people from Africa to the Caribbean and North America, a trade which British monarchs either supported or profited from during the 17th and 18th centuries. Speaking during his visit to Jamaica with Kate, he echoed the words of his father the Prince of Wales and described the slave trade as an appalling atrocity that stains our history, and he went on to acknowledge Jamaica's pain. The future king did not say sorry, just as his father Charles had not apologized during his trip to witness Barbados become a republic in November. Meanwhile, royal experts said today that William and Kate's tour is expected to spark an inquest when they return to Britain after becoming victims of series of avoidable PR errors by rusty aides and Republican politicians hijacking the couple's visit to push harder to remove the Queen as head of state. William and Kate were greeted as rock stars in Belize, Jamaica and now the Bahamas, with cheering crowds chanting "We love you." But they have also faced challenges in three nations with burgeoning campaigns for complete independence from the UK and demands for slave trade reparations. A senior British diplomat supporting the Cambridges complained to the BBC today that criticisms of the tour had been really unfair, but others claimed the royal couple and Britain had been humiliated at times because of poor planning. Others insisted William and Kate will have expected dissent because times have changed, especially because of the rise of the Black Lives Matter movement, meaning the tour had gone well. But there have been several missteps, including pictures of the couple shaking hands with black children through a wire fence in Trench Town, Jamaica. Yesterday, the couple were accused of taking part in colonial-style photo opportunity by riding around in a 1953 Land Rover inspecting troops, with William wearing military uniform. And the future king was accused of being tone-deaf and not showing the courage to apologize for the slave trade in a landmark speech. The opening event in Belize had to be postponed because of protests.